Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh boy. So today is 9/29/19. It's Sunday, and I had to do some contemplating on whether or not I should do this video. It's not the video I planned on doing. The next video that I wanted to do was pertaining to business, because I like giving you guys information about business, my thought process on it and everything. But I just happened to being a live yesterday. I'm not going to mention what live, and I'm not going to mention, any names, because I don't want to implement anybody into my thought process or my opinion or views. I just feel like that wouldn't be fair. And like I've told y'all in previous videos, I've decided that I'm going to do my best to check my emotions and not, go back and forth with my own people. Really nobody, honestly. It doesn't even really have to be, any particular group, but I'm going to try to refrain from getting into nonsensical debates back and forth with anybody. Just, it's counterproductive. It's a waste of time. And I feel like, definitely as a black man, I do not have a lot of time to waste, especially on nonsense or just talk in general. I believe debate is a good thing to have. It's good to voice your opinion. It's good to hear other opinions. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. And it's just healthy for the mind to debate. I'm always open to learning. I feel like you shouldn't stop learning until the day that you die. I feel like there's always something to learn. But when I encounter someone who I feel is counterproductive or just divisive, that really bothers me, because we do not have the time for counterproductiveness. And some people just want to debate and be contrary to be contrary, and some people just want to be right just for the sake of being right. And I think that's where we have to check our emotions. And I tell Sam all the time, and she'll tell you this as well, that I often deal with folks in a manner of, well, black folks, let me be more concise. I deal with black folks in a manner of, some of us can't go where we're going. And if you don't know what that means, basically, some of our people, we just have to chalk them up for them being them. They are who they are. I'm not fighting to change anyone. If you see things differently from me, but we still can work together, I'm all for that, because I don't want you to think exactly like me. I don't want you to view the world exactly like me. I want some indifference to my own ideas, beliefs, because you may open my eyes to things. And I'm, like I just said, I'm always willing to learn. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a listener than a talker, because I feel like you can learn a lot about a thing or a person just by doing a simple act of listening. It's the reason why you have two ears and one mouth. So, again, I cannot deal with divisiveness, and I have to be logical because I'm a man. I can't be emotional. And yesterday, the live that I was in, it was a great debate. It was a lot of, talk and educating and learning and, expressing views and discussing it. And I really enjoyed that. But a certain individual called in on the live and was saying a lot of divisive things. And I feel like we just don't have the luxury to be divisive. Yes, it's okay to debate, but we also need action. And if I feel like you're the type of person that's going to stop any action that may come in the future or currently, then you have to stay where you are and be divisive in your own little divisive corner and play with your own little divisive toys, because you cannot go where we are going. We have a lot of work to do, and we do not have time for people being divisive. There is no possible way for black people to win this war that we're in, because we are in a racial war. I don't care what nobody tells you. The current climate in America, and I'm pretty sure across the globe, we are in a racial war. And the only people that I'm concerned about are my people. Everyone else has to fend for themselves, just like we have to fend for ourselves. We have no allies and we have no friends. There's no great white hope that's gonna come save us. There's no, you know, uh, uh, alliance with anyone. We are our own allies. We have to account on one another. African American, Black American, whatever you want to call it. If you are black and you live in America, your only ally is your brother or your sister. That's it. Point blank, period. If you feel differently, then that's your opinion. But as far as I'm concerned, black men and black women have to stick together. All the rhetoric and talk about, you know, black men this and black women that, a lot of it is true. And some of it is just spoken out of pure anger or hurt. And I understand that. But to get where we are going, we have to unite. There is no other way, whether you like it or not. There is no other way. You understand it and you know it, but you fight against it because you have your own personal agenda, your own beliefs. That needs to be put to the side for the greater good. Like I just said again, I may not agree with you. I may not like your viewpoints. But if what you're saying to me really feels like it could help us as a whole, then I'm going to back you. Financially, spiritually, physically, mentally, however it needs to get done, I'm about reaching the finish line. I'm not about fighting who's going to run the first leg, who's going to run the second leg. I'm not about that. I'm about, hey, we need to be as efficient as possible to get to the finish line. Period. If you're running a relay race and you're the best starter on the team, but I feel like I am, hey, we're going to put you out there. I'm not going to say, well, I feel like I'm the best starter on the team, and now we got to debate back and forth who's going to start the relay. We're going to try it with you, you know, and I run the second leg, and if we get there and we win, then I'm all for it. Because it's bigger than just me. It's bigger than just my beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing that really stuck out to me that this person said, you know, I'm a black woman, but I'm a woman first. Ma'am, that doesn't make any sense. You're black before you're anything. I've said this before. When a cop radios in a suspect, he doesn't say, oh, you know, it's a woman, preferably black. They're going to say black female suspect or black male suspect or white male suspect or, you know, Hispanic female suspect. It's always your race first. That's what this country is. This race, this America that we live in is about race. We didn't invent it. They did. And when I say they, you know who I'm speaking of. So for you to think that your femininity or, you know, your masculinity means anything to them, it means nothing. What matters to them is your race. And that's why they attack your masculinity. That's why they attack your femininity. Because of your race. And I think sometimes our people get so caught up in all of the jargon that it overwhelms our mind and we start, you know, thinking so wild and vast. And there's nothing wrong with thinking, but don't clutter your mind with so many things that you lose sight of the essence of who you are and what needs to be done. It's good to know history, but use history as it pertains to move our people forward. Don't use it as a way to say, oh, well, no, you don't know the history. It's really this, that. How is that? That gets us where? That gets us where? Okay, I'm glad that you know a lot about history. I'm glad that you understand, you know, the importance of knowing that history. But going forward, how does that get us where we need to be? Yes, you need to know the history so that you're not doomed to repeat it. But in honor of our ancestors, shouldn't we honor their legacy and their pain, their suffering, and their strife by using that to get us in a position of power, or at least close to it, or working in unison to get to it? You know, arguing about small things or things that you believe and feel, how does your feelings about a subject help us? We need to be more logical, more strategic. How are we going to get to the goal of unifying one another and doing the leaps and bounds that we need to take? You know, it makes no sense to me when, you know, we start arguing about things as like, you know, single mothers, you know, in the home and where the men and all of these things listen, we know how all of that came to be. But when you perpetuate it by constantly going at the men about where they are, what they doing, this, how does that help? For some people, that's going to cause more resistance. You want us to stand up and lead as men. As we should. I have no problem doing that. I'll go to war for my black women and children. Absolutely. Even the ones that I don't know. I won't stand by and allow someone to whoop your ass or treat your children inappropriately. I'm not a stand by kind of guy. But what I will not do is lay my neck on the line for you and you go right back into the nail shop, or you continue to buy gas at the gas station that you got pummeled at, or, you know, continue to put your child in the school that's predominantly white, and your child is constantly getting picked on and called names and got to literally fight for their life damn near every day. I'm not going to back that. Because some of those women, not all, some of those black women will continue to do those things after men repeatedly tell them not to do so. We seen the video of the, what was it? The hair shop owner that thought the black woman was stealing. She had a child with her and he punched her in the face. And he did a 50% off sale, and it was a line out the damn door. Black men telling black women not to go in there, and you got one, she didn't even look all the way black, she looked mulatto, but regardless of the fact, she out there arguing with the black man who telling them not to go in the shop. But you want us to stand up and lead, and we have to deal with that. See what I'm saying about being divisive? If a black woman told me, and this is the type of mind frame we need to get into, if a black woman told me that I do not know, brother, don't go in that mall, there's some racist white folks in there, I'm going to say, what they at? Oh, they work in the dealers. They did this, that, and the third. Oh, okay, I'm sorry that happened, sister. I appreciate that. I'm going to stay my black ass out of dealers then. I appreciate you for telling me. Point blank period, because whatever they got in there, I can live without. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by we need to be more unified. We need to be more, you know, congruent with each other. We can disagree. We don't have to agree on everything. But we do need to say, hey, I don't agree with you, sister. I don't agree with you, brother, but we know the plan, we know the mission, and let's stick to it and get it done. Being productive with one another. That's it. All of this talk about, you know, black women this, black men that, we're not getting there like that. We gotta stop fighting each other on it. There's so much pushback and so much talk. I want to see more action. And the funny thing that I hear people say, well, why don't you do it? Why you ain't doing it? Why can't we all do it? Instead of asking me why I'm not doing it, why don't you say, well, hey, brother, if you feel that passionate about it, what can we do together to get it done? How can I help you? Because you may have knowledge about something that I may not have, and we could put your knowledge with what knowledge I may have about something that you may not have and make it work together. Stop asking each other, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? If you are doing something and you feel like whoever's saying something isn't, tell them, hey, brother, this is what I'm doing. Would you like to be a part of it? Because I kind of feel like you may need something to be a part of, but you just don't know the direction. But this is what I'm doing. Would you be interested? I mean, that just seems more logical to me. Instead of asking each other, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? We all waiting around looking for somebody to be the first person to jump out there and say, hey, you know what? I'll lead the charge. But what good is that going to do? Because as soon as something is said or done that a certain group of black people don't like, here they come. Regardless of the fact that you're just trying to help. But because it may not be the way they like or their method, here you come. You got a whole lot to say. You feeling some type of way. All emotional. I get it. You know, we're a very emotional group of people. But we also have to check those emotions at the door when it's faced with logic. If something is logical, your emotions have to take a back seat. Don't get so upset that you miss the bigger picture and mess it up, not only for yourself, but for other people around you. And that's why I chose to make this video today, because the live that happened was actually yesterday on Saturday. But I chose to make the video. I'm sorry, not live. Well, yeah, the live happened yesterday, and I'm choosing to make the video today because I needed time to sit down, regather myself, not be so upset, because a lot of things that were said I was upset about, and gather myself and regroup. And as far as it goes for reparations, someone said along the lines in that live yesterday that we don't, well, that individual felt like they don't want no money from white society. And they don't, I don't want to misquote them, but they basically said that they don't want any money from white society as it pertains to reparations. And I feel like, shitting me, you're not going to hang my ancestors. You're not going to rip babies from the wombs. You're not going to use us as medical experiments. You're not going to tie us to horses and rip us in half, whip the backs, rape the men, women, and children. You're not going to take a baby from the mother as soon as it's born and sell it to someone like it's a puppy, and that child never be seen by the mother or the father ever again. Pitting black men to fight one each other to the death, butt breaking, and do all of that to my ancestors and think that I'm not going to ask you for some type of check? And I'm the descendant of those people that you've harmed in such a manner? No. But there has never been any type of slavery like the slavery done to black men and women and children in the U.S. of any kind. It's the longest lasting slavery, and it was the most harsh. The Jewish received reparations. The Japanese received reparations from America. The gays just started receiving reparations for I guess they felt like they were oppressed, so they received 60 million, something along those lines. Don't take my word for it. Research it. But you mean to tell me we shouldn't get a check? We shouldn't? No. They owe us that. They owe it to our ancestors as well as us. The country was founded on the backs of black people. And they shouldn't pay? Are you out of your mind? Are you serious? Their culture right now steals a lot from our culture. Rap music is the most popular music in America and across the globe. And you mean to tell me us as black people, we shape this country, molded this country, built this country literally on the backs of our ancestors, and you telling me that we shouldn't ask them for nothing? They don't owe us anything? We shouldn't get anything from them? But they'll take our money in a heartbeat. You pay taxes. You buy into their products. We don't own any major companies. They own them all. They dominate the stock market. And you mean to tell me that we shouldn't ask them for anything? They don't owe us that. Phil from the Advice Show said recently that there was at least 60 black towns, completely black, built from the ground up by black people. And we all know the story of Tulsa, Oklahoma, Rosewood, and countless others. And you mean to tell me that they shouldn't pay for that? What they did to the water supply in Flint, Michigan, they shouldn't pay those residents for that? I mean, it makes no sense I don't know. I'm all for reparations. Even if I was a foreign-born African or from Jamaica, it doesn't matter to me. I feel like if African people were done wrong and they ask for reparations, you damn right they deserve it. They black people. I want all my people to win. If anyone else that's black feels like they were wronged and they need to be made whole by it by cutting the check, cut them their damn check. I'm in favor. But for us as black Americans, as much as we go through now, even though it's nothing compared to what our ancestors went through, they made the ultimate sacrifice, and I will forever be grateful to my ancestors. And I hate every bit of what happened to them, but I will not allow those type of things that happen to my ancestors and then say, well, you know what? White folks don't want to cut us no check, even though they did us wrong, and they benefit still to this day from slavery. I'm just going, you know what, the hell with them. I don't need their money. No, sir, no, ma'am. Nope. That would be a spit in my ancestors' face for all that they gave and all that they sacrificed to not ask the people who wronged them to make it right. I don't care if you lived back then. That doesn't matter. You reap the benefits of slavery in America. Some way, form, or fashion, you do. So I'm not going to allow someone to tell me, well, hey, you know, I wasn't even alive back then. It had nothing to do with me. I don't care, dude. I don't care. So sad, too bad. Your great-great-granddaddy shouldn't have did what he did, and guess who got to pay for it? Thank your great-great-great-granddaddy for giving you a generational curse. Not my problem. That's I know this white privilege firsthand. We all do as black Americans. I've watched y'all do things that someone like me with the same credentials, same amount of money and everything, and they'll give me a long drawn out excuse longer than I can ever make this video about how I'm denied. But you white man, white woman, don't get denied. Hook you right up. Loans, job opportunity, you name it. All because your name isn't Kareem and your name's Kent Whiteman. So I don't want to hear it. You got a 400-year lead and you're complaining because we want some of that lead to be reduced. So, like I said, I try to check my emotions and I just want some of our people to do the same, which is hard to do because we go through a lot. We really do. So, you know, just be more logical, black people. Be more logical, you know, and understand that not everyone's worth debating because some people you can't change and they just not going where we going. If they don't want to be a part of progression, they just want to debate, don't get upset over it. Just realize that they ain't going where we going. And that's what I had to tell myself after that live. I just have to realize that some people are more concerned with their emotions and their feelings than they are the greater good. And I don't want to get caught up in that. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be the person that's more caught up in emotions and being the one who's always right and being the most intelligent dude in the room and all of that. Just not to get anywhere, not to make any progression. I'm down for and with anyone who is about, yeah, I get what you're saying, but we need to do this and let's give it a try. Let's work together to make this happen. I'm a work together kind of guy. If we can work together for progression, I'm all for it. But if we just gonna sit around and debate and want to be right all the time, I don't have time for that. You wasting time. And I don't like my time wasted. So with that, I'm gonna get up out of here. I guess the moral of my rant, I guess you could say, is be more logical. Try to check your emotions at the door, even though it may be hard. Don't be divisive and stay focused. You know, it's all about progression. So y'all be blessed. Take care. And like, share, subscribe. And I gotta try to put the email on here too. Hopefully I don't forget. If I do, I'll put it in the comments. I know it's like the Smiths 1188, something like that at Yahoo. No, at Gmail. Don't quote me. I'll put it in here. So y'all be blessed. Take it easy.